Hello guys, welcome to episode 2. I want to talk about Destiny. So Destiny has been released a couple of weeks back and people have been loving it. I swear to god some guy on Twitch has been streaming it for over 575 hours, which is quite impressive and also just a little bit sad. I don't know. I mean, its reception is colossal, and if you just look at my friend, it's just Amy. She has told me she's planning to do tons of Destiny videos, many tutorials, but I'm yet to try it yet. But I have seen the Vault of Glass. You know, that big raid that they advertised. Oh, you know, the one that takes, what was it, 16 hours to complete? Yeah, sounds quite interesting. I thought at first it was going to be the raid to end all raids, and I was thinking this is going to be amazing. If they incorporate shooting mechanics into a raid, great, good on them, that is incredible, and well done to Bungie. But it's apparent they don't have a clue how a raid works. I want to take Final Fantasy XIV as an example because it's my goddamn favourite MMO and I love this game like a son. There are two instances I'm going to refer to. First off is Aurum Vale, which is a level 47 instance, which is kind of the last one that people use to push to 50. And then there's also, I'm going to use either turn 9 of the Binding Coil of Bahamut, or turn 5 of the Binding Coil. I might go with turn 9 because it's a lot more intricate. But Aurum Vale, there is a boss, the first boss of the thing after a bunch of trash pools, which are quite hard surprisingly, is the Locksmith. Now the Locksmith is a giant maw that gives you a debuff known as Gold Lung as the battle progresses. Now, as this debuff stacks, it becomes much harder for your healers to heal you because you are taking a lot of damage from the Gold Lung, because it's burning your lungs. Now, this can be mitigated by eating Morble Fruit. This Morble Fruit will regenerate over time, and it's sort of expected that every 2 stacks of this Gold Lung, you eat a Morble Fruit. That seems like a very simple mechanic, and yeah, that works for introducing mechanics in later endgame raids. And I love it. Then there's the Vault of Glass. Now they introduced this thing called some sort of, I don't know, the not Canopus Shield, some type of shield, and you use this to attack enemies, and it also involves some mechanic in the thing. That is in essence an instance-based sort of mechanic, something not basic, not something like a DPS sponge, but you use it in a similar way to the Titan's Punch. Just as a melee attack that you can't use your weapons anymore. But then we have things like the turn 9 of the Binding Coil of Bahamut, Nail Deus Darnus. It is the super boss of Final Fantasy XIV. No word of a lie, this thing is absolutely fiendish, and I am nowhere near fighting this thing. But I'm getting there. I'm going to eventually be able to take on Nail at some point. So what this thing insists on is there is a phase called Bahamut's, which is known as Bahamut's Favor, and Bahamut's Favor requires the most unreal amount of precision. Like just the entire raid itself. It is one boss engagement. It's not even that long an engagement. It's the amount of attention that is required, and it's a scary amount of coordination that is required from you and your teammates. You sort of need to be operating on some sort of hive mind, or just have done it or done it enough so it's become a muscle memory. And you need to be, you at least need to have Relic Weapon Novi equipped, or your unweathered weapons. But that's a whole other story. Gear is half the battle. It's the fact that it's so intensive on understanding when Nail is going to attack and what attacks Nail is going to use that separate it from, say, the Vault of Glass, which has very simple mechanics into it, which, yeah. Honestly, I don't see the Vault of Glass as a raid. I see it as a pretty tough dungeon. And the fact that people are dying so often and it's taking them so long to complete is, in my opinion, simply because they've never done raids before. If maybe Bungie increased the difficulty or completely overhauled the raid, I would definitely say give the Vault of Glass a try. But unless they start working out how to do raids, and maybe talking to some people who are experts in the field. Like, I don't know, actual MMO people? Who knows? Maybe they might actually make something good out of Destiny. But it has an identity crisis, and I don't like Destiny for that. If it decides what it wants to be, I would maybe pay it some interest. But until then, I'm going to stick with maybe Assassin's Creed Unity and Infamous Second Son. Thank you very much. This has been Ender, and thanks very much for listening. I don't know why you did, but I appreciate it. Take care.